Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I greet you all in the name of Jesus and in the name of change in Cameroon, in the name of change in Africa. Without wasting so much time, I will go straight to why I'm on this evening, and I'm going to be addressing 3 different groups of people. First, I'll be addressing my Turkish friends who've been asking me what is going on in Cameroon. They're curious to understand what is going on in Cameroon. And secondly, I'm going to be addressing my African friends around who keep asking me, who are seeking to understand what is going on in Cameroon. Please, if you're watching, let me know if the volume is fine. Please let me know if the volume is fine. Okay, thank you. I guess the likes means the volume is fine. And thirdly, I'm going to be addressing my dear Southern Cameroonians, my dear people of Southern Cameroons. So without wasting so much time, I plead on all the English people who are on to just hold on. I'm going to switch into Turkish for maximum 8 minutes, and I'll just try to brief them on what is going on because they've been asking. So I need to brief them a little bit in Turkish. And for those of you who will be coming on later, if you come on and you find a video maybe a little bit longer, like say 25 minutes, you can skip to about 10 minutes because that first part is going to be in Turkish. And so you can skip and continue from the English part. Thank you so much. Merhaba, selam herkese. Bana selam diyebilecek biri var mı? Bugün Türkçe konuşmaya karar verdim. Öncelikle bana ülkemdeki neler olup bittiğini soruyor olan tüm Türk dostlarıma endişeleriniz için teşekkür ediyorum. Sorduğunuz için teşekkür ediyorum. Durum hakkında bilgi vermeye çalışacağım. Ama her şeyden önce şunu söylemeliyim. Bu konuşma siyasi nedenlerle konuşmadığımı açıkça belirtmek istiyorum. Tekrar söylüyorum. Bu konuşma siyasi nedenlerle yapmıyorum. Sadece ve sadece ilgilendiğiniz için, sürekli sorduğunuz için, evveli neler oluyor ülkende, durumlar nasıl, ne var, nasıl, ailen iyi mi? O yüzden anlatmaya kalktım. Ama durum anlatmadan önce size kısaca ülkemi tanıtmak istiyorum. Çünkü şimdiki durum tamamen bizim tarihimize bağlı. O yüzden biraz anlatmaya çalışacağım. Beni affedin. Benim Türkçem çok zayıf. Kamerun Orta Afrika'da bulunur ve yaklaşık 22-23 milyon nüfusu var. 2 tane resim dilimiz var. İngilizce ve Fransızca. İnternetim gitti diyor da, duyabiliyor musunuz beni? Sesim geliyor mu? Sesim geliyorsa bir like. Sesim geliyor mu acaba? Tamam, devam ediyoruz. 2 tane resim dilimiz var. İngilizce ve Fransızca. Kamerun aslında 2 tane farklı ülke. Farklı kültürel bir mirasına arada bir araya gelmesi ile oluştu. Yani iki tane farklı kültürel bir mirasına var Kamerun'da. Bir kısmı İngiliz kolonisi, öbür kısım Fransız kolonisi. 1961 yılında Birleşmiş Federal Devlet olarak yaşamaya başladılar Kamerun devleti. Yani her devlet kendi kaynakları yönetecek. Fakat durumlar böyle gitmedi. 55 sene boyunca İngiliz azınlığı kısım marjinalize edildi. Farklı şekillerde, çeşitli şekillerde ayrımcılık yapıldı. Bu az kısım, çünkü Kamerun'da İngiliz kısım sadece yaklaşık %20 nüfusu az kısım. Ayrımcılık yapıldı. Yani İngiliz kısım Kamerun'da ikinci veya hatta üçüncü sınıf vatandaş gibi yaşıyor Kamerun'da. Kamerun'da İngiliz eğitim sistem ve Fransız eğitim sisteminden tamamen farklı. Mahkeme sistemleri de aynı. İngilizce konuşan bölgede İngiliz ortak hukuk sistemi kullanıyoruz. Fransızca konuşan bölgelerde medeni hukuk sistemi kullanıyorlar. Fakat senelerce İngilizce konuşan İngiliz mahkemelerinde İngilizce veya İngilizce ortak hukuk sistemi anlamayan hakimlerimiz ve avukatlarımız oldu. Aynı derecede İngilizceyi bilmeyen ya da Fransızca konuşan öğretmenler İngilizce konuşan bölgeye gönderildi. Ve öğrencilere iyice ifade edemiyorlar. Bu sebeplerden dolayı geçen sene 2015'te İngilizce bölgedeki avukatlar sorumlu yetkililere çeşitli dilekçeler yazmıştır. Yanıt verilmemiştir. Yanıt almayınca avukatlar ve öğretmenler hükümetin durumlarını düzeltmeleri için barışçıl bir protesto gösterisinde sokaklara çıkmaya karar verdi. Kusura bakmayın, Türkçem çok iyi değil. Arada bir cümleler bakmam gerekiyor. Teşekkür ederim anladığınız için. Avukatlar ve öğretmenler hükümetten tek istedikleri şuydu. Sorularının yuvarlak masa diyalog ile çözülmesi amaçla sokaklara çıktı. Hükümetten yuvarlak bir masa diyalog istiyorlar. Fakat maalesef insanlıktan çıkmasının en kötü biçimi ile karşılaştılar. Avukatlar polis tarafından dövüldü ve elbiseleri ele geçirildi. Durumlar bu hale gelince üniversite öğrencileri mücadeleye katıldı ve şiddete hayır, şiddete hayır, şiddete hayır, no violence, no violence, no violence diye bağırıyorlardı. Ama ne yazık ki polis silahsız sivillere ateş etmeye başladı. Üniversite öğrencilere bağırıyorlar no violence, no violence diye. Ama silahsız sivillere ateş etmeye başladı. Öğrencilerin pansiyonlarına girip onları çamur içine sürüklediler. çamur içine sürüklediler. Beni takip ediyorsanız belki de benim duvarımda videolar fark etmiştiniz. Bu insanlıktan çıkması bir yaptıklarına fark etmişsiniz benim duvarımda. Bir sürü kişiler öldürdüler. Kızlara tecavüz ettiler. Bütün bu yaptıklarını bir sürü kişiler tutuklandılar. Bütün tutuklandıran kişiler İngiliz ortak hukuk sisteminden alıp direkt Fransız medeni hukuk sistemine götürüyorlar. Bütün bu yaptıkları, hükümetin bunu yaptıkları tek amacı var. Öğrenciler ve öğretmenler geri okula döndürebilmek için. Yani akademik yılı kazanabilmek için. Ama bütün bu yaptıkları başarı olmadığında hükümet liderlere büyük paralarla rüşvet vermeye çalıştı. Bunu da başarı olmayınca bütün liderler tutuklandı ve götürdüler. Evlere girip insanlar tutuklanıyorlar ve Fransız bölgeye ceza evlerine götürüyorlar orada. Hükümet Anglofon sorunu dile getiren her kişi tutuklanıyor ya da öldürüyor. Yani ben bugün burada kalkıp da size bunu sorduğunuz için anlatmak bile riske girdim. Ama yine de anlatmak zorunda kalıyoruz. Çünkü ailem orada, bizim millet oluyor. Her gün öldürüyor. Şimdi İngiliz Kamerunlu halkı tutuklananlarının serbest bırakılmasına kadar grevlerini devam edeceğini karar verdiler. O yüzden hala şu an Kamerun'da okullar açık değil, mahkemeler açık değil. Çünkü millet diyor ki bütün tutuklananlar bırakılmasına kadar devam edecek. Bütün bu olaylar medyayı ve dünyayı habersiz olmasın diye hükümet İngiliz Kamerun'da internet kapattı. 3 haftadan fazla İngiliz Kamerun'da internetimiz yok. İnternetsiz yaşıyoruz. 3 haftadan fazla internet yok. Ve hükümet tarafından sivillerini öldürmesi şu an İngiliz Kamerun'da devam ediyor. Ancak internet olmaması nedeniyle dünyanın bilgisi yok. Kısaca bunu anlatmak istedim. Çok sorduğunuz için. Umarım anlatabildim. Teşekkür ederim dinlediğiniz için. Hello everyone. Thanks everyone who is watching, and we are back to the English part, and at this point I'm going to address all my African friends and every other person who's been curious, who's been asking me what is going on in Cameroon. I just want to take this time to explain what is going on in Cameroon. But before I do this, I want to stress on it again that this is not a political talk. It is not for political reasons. It is not for political reasons. I am just standing for somebody who is back home in southern Cameroon, somebody who is locked in prison, somebody who has been beaten to death. I am standing for the fallen heroes who have died for this struggle, for the brains that are being locked up in the university in prisons in Yaoundé. I am talking for that woman, that mother who cannot go to bed every night because her child has been taken away from her. because his son has been arrested. I am talking for bike riders, taxi drivers. And I know that some of my French Cameroonian brothers and sisters are going to be watching. I want to say, don't get sentimental. Educate yourself about the struggle first. Go and educate yourself about the struggle before you make a comment for or against. Understand what the people are fighting for. And even if you cannot stand for anything, stand against human rights violation. Stand for the lady who was raped by the so-called forces of law and order in Cameroon. Stand for the lawyers who were disgraced, who were beaten. Stand for a brain like like Barrister Agobala. That is a brain that he could have stayed abroad, but he decided to go back to his own country. And the best thing that the government could do for him was to put him in prison. Take a look at his CV. Stand for all the master's degree holders, the PhD degree holders, the undergraduate students of Africa, of Cameroon, of southern Cameroons, who instead of being in their home country and being rightfully employed and being able to explore their talent, are out there washing plates in a white man's country just because we have some selfish elites who have decided to hijack the whole economy to themselves. So, without dragging it too much, to my fellow friends who have been curious about what is going on in Cameroon, before I get into this talk, I want to give a brief history about Cameroon. Cameroon is located in Central Africa. It has a population of about 22 to 23 million, and we have 2 official languages because of our cultural heritage. We have French and English as official languages. This is because Cameroon is actually 2 different people, 2 different countries that came together in 1961 to live as a federal country. But unfortunately, this has not been the case. For over 55 years, the English minority of Cameroon has been marginalized. And I know that whenever we make mention of this word marginalization, as the English Cameroonian, our French brothers and sisters come up with comments like, everyone in Cameroon is suffering. That is true. I'm not disputing that fact. But when you talk about marginalization, it is different from suffering from lack of water. We all accept that everyone in Cameroon is suffering because of the bad regime. Everyone is in misery. But what we're talking about is marginalization. In different ways, English Cameroonians live as second or even third-class citizens in their own country. In Cameroon, we have 2 different systems of education. The English system of education is the British system, and the French system of education is different. So do we have the different court systems in Cameroon. In English Cameroon, we practice the common law system, which we inherited from the British people. And in French Cameroon, the civil law system is practiced. If you're a law student, in the common law system, a criminal is not guilty until proven guilty. But in the civil law system, a criminal is guilty until proven not guilty. These are 2 separate systems with different jurisdiction. And so, this is where the problem started from. The problem has been going on for years, but the present struggle in Cameroon was brought about by the fact that for so many years, we have judges, lawyers, who do not understand English, nor do they understand the common law system being sent to English Cameroon. And so, the Anglophone lawyers are questioning, how do you expect somebody who does not understand the language to judge over a case? At the same time, we have French-speaking teachers, I beg your pardon, French-speaking teachers who are being sent to English Cameroon to teach in English schools who cannot speak English. I have a lot of recordings of even French teachers complaining that they've been sent to English Cameroon and they cannot speak English. And the government responds by saying that Cameroon is a bilingual country. But we all know that there is no single school in Cameroon that trains bilingual teachers. There is no single school in Cameroon that trains bilingual teachers. Teachers are either trained to be English-speaking teachers or French-speaking teachers. And so because of these reasons, in 2015, lawyers took upon themselves to send in petitions to different organizations, to the Minister of Justice, and to different people responsible for this situation. And when they couldn't get any reply, they decided to host a peaceful and a non-violent protest. It is peaceful and non-violent. They went on the street. They were demanding just one thing from the government, a round-table dialogue. A round-table dialogue is what the lawyers and the teachers demanded from the government. And so in order to achieve this, they came together and formed what is called the Anglophone Civil Society Consortium, which is like the leader, the voice of the people. So when they formed this group, they wanted dialogue from the government. In contrary to this, they got the worst form of human rights violation. The worst form of human rights violation. Lawyers were beaten by the forces of law and order. Their robes were seized. University students joined the struggle for their own plight. They were calling on the Vice Chancellor to address some issues, especially the students in the University of Boya. And you can watch clearly, the videos speak for themselves. In those videos, the students are shouting, "No violence, no violence." It was a non-violent protest. But what did they get? From the forces of law and order. Students were brutally beaten. They were flogged. They broke into their houses, pulled them out, dragged them in mud and sewage, gave them every form of dehumanization. If you see the way they were being flogged in the 21st century, even you don't even have the right to beat an animal or to treat an animal in that manner. Students were beaten. They were firing the forces of law and order. The so-called forces of law and order were firing bullets at armless civilians. Civilians who have no guns, no instruments, they were armless and shouting "no violence." Bullets were being fired at them. Many were killed, many were arrested and taken to Yaoundé. Now, this is an insult to the English people, because when you arrest someone in a town that has its own jurisdiction, its own penal code, you are supposed to judge that person in that town. Now the government of Cameroon arrests English people from a system that practices the common law system and transfers them to a civil law system that is treating them like foreigners in their own country. That is treating them like foreigners in their own country. As if that was not enough, the protest went to Bamenda. People were tear gas. People were beaten. They broke into people's houses at night, kidnapped them, and take them straight to Yaoundé. All this was the government's solution to the problems raised by the Anglophone society. This is the government's way of handling a problem raised by a particular region in the country. By beating them, intimidating, instigating fear in the people. All this was to get the teachers and the students to go back to school. My question is, why should a government try to win a school year instead of trying to win the people? If you win the people, you will automatically win the school year. But if you try to win the school year, you're definitely going to lose the people. My second question is, has anyone bothered to consider the psychological state of the students in the southern Cameroon at this moment? Has anyone bothered to consider the psychological state of the teachers in the southern Cameroons at this moment? Are they ready to go to school at this moment? When they didn't succeed to get the students and teachers to school by force, the next move by the government as solution to the problem was to carry out open bribery and corruption, carrying bags of money to go and bribe the leaders to go and bribe the consortium, carrying bags of money, running behind local chiefs to bribe them, carrying bags of money, running behind divisional officers to bribe them. Of course, he succeeded to bribe some people, but he can never succeed to bribe everyone. The consortium stood their grounds and rejected the bribe. When they rejected the bribe, he sent some ministers to them. But unfortunately, he didn't send them for dialogue. He sent them to dictate to them, as has always been the case every year, all this while. The leaders refused to abide to this, and so they were arrested and charged with terrorism. My question is, what bothers me is, how can a government try to negotiate with terrorists? How can a government try to bribe terrorists? And so, why are we at this point today that the strike? So the leaders decided, well, when we go to the street, you arrest us. So we're going to stay home because we are not advocating for violence. We are for a non-violent and a peaceful protest. A non-violent and a peaceful protest. So they decided to stay home and call on to ghost towns. Since we get killed when we go to the street, that's why the ghost towns are called up. So people stay at home instead of going out to be killed. It got so worse that everybody who voices about this problem gets arrested. All the panelists that are French brothers and sisters tried to support us by talking about it. The government tries to intimidate them in one way or the other. And right now, to stop the whole world from knowing what is going on in southern Cameroon, internet has been shut down. For close to 3 weeks now, there is no internet in southern Cameroon. For close to 3 weeks now, there is no internet in southern Cameroon. So, and the people have decided that until all our leaders, all our brothers and sisters who have been arrested, all our teachers, our principals who have been arrested are unconditionally released, we are not going to go back to school. Because we cannot go to school while our colleagues are in jail. We cannot go to school when our teachers are in jail. We need to go to school together. That is why the consortium maintains its ground that schools are not going to reopen in southern Cameroon. And the truth about the situation is that the government doesn't want to tell the country the truth that UNESCO has already declared the school year blank. If you analyze the number of hours that are supposed to be taken in Cameroon per academic year, you will realize that we've been on strike for more than 6 weeks. And that means we cannot catch up. And so the school year is blank. So certificates obtained from Cameroon this year, 2016-2017, most probably will not be recognized by UNESCO and so will be invalid. That is the problem. That is what the government is fighting to gain the academic year so that UNESCO doesn't close the academic year. That is how we've gotten to this point. And so to round up, I want to encourage my Southern Cameroonians back at home and in the diaspora. I want us to understand that this fight is not for us. It is for the future generations. It is for a better tomorrow. It is for a better tomorrow. We are fighting for a better tomorrow. And I want to encourage us. First, I want to point out some points. The first thing I want to say is that it's not a political fight. That's a shallow way of thinking. And I am just speaking for people who cannot talk. It is not a political fight. The next thing I want to say is that in the course of this struggle, do not share information that is irrelevant to the struggle. Do not share false information. Analyze the information before sharing. And some of you are screaming, leaders should come back home and fight from home. What has happened to the leaders that were home? They've been arrested. And most of those who are out here do not want to be out. It's because they cannot enter the country. If they enter, they'll be arrested. And the next thing I was going to point out is that I encourage all of us not to fear. Do not be afraid. We are winning this battle and we cannot afford to give up. We cannot afford to call it off now, because if we do, we would have sold all those in the Cameroon prisons. Those who died would have died in vain. So do not be discouraged. Do not give up. We are winning. And ghost towns tomorrow. Do your job. Don't just come online. I have been calling people at home. We're doing Operation Call 20 people in Cameroon. Call someone at home. Tell them about ghost towns tomorrow, ghost towns on Friday, and the biggest ghost town, 11th of February. No school. No school. Do not believe reports from CRTV. So we are encouraging all of us to stay together, watch each other's back, report those who have been missing. We want to keep a record, report all those who have been missing. And the most important point is that this battle is to be fought on our knees. Some people will be in the forefront. Some people will be at home praying. Some people is just to share videos on internet. Whatever your part is, just do your part. And all of us should be on our knees praying for the country, praying that God will give us the victory. Thank you. God bless you all. And prayers for Cameroon tomorrow. We'll keep you informed and we'll keep you updated about the prayers. Thanks, everyone. I'm sorry about that connection problem. I'm sorry. I hope I'm reconnected again. Everyone in Cameroon is suffering. But if you do not want to fight the wicked regime, do not stop us from fighting. We know our rights, and we are saying enough is enough. Enough to all this struggle in Africa. Enough to all this struggle in Cameroon. enough is enough. When will Africans stop depending on the Western world? Somebody has to rise up and fight so that we can stop depending on the Western world. God bless you all, and thank you for watching.